Hey, welcome, all my right thinkers. Thanks for tuning in and check out your boy, P Funk, thinking right out here in the lab. And yeah, in the book, we almost done. This is the prelude to the judgment scene. We got two pages, then we get to my finish this thing off. I appreciate you tuning in. Hope you enjoying the lessons. Let's get this party started. Rightism. 25 rules live by. Storytelling. Story with a message. There's a message in the story for life. I give life lessons. You tuning in, receiving. I appreciate you. We got a good thing going. You know how we do. Let's go. Right thinking mission is to enlighten, inspire, educate, and motivate you, the individual, to a higher spiritual level of enlightenment. Right thinkers way of life through mental and spiritual discipline. Practice daily will help and guide you to obtain your goal of reaching spiritual enlightenment, aka know thyself. My mission is that all right thinkers know thyself. If you're a right thinker, your goal is to know thyself. You see where we're going with this? Let's get it together. And I ask the question, do you know you? You will when I'm through, because that's what I do. It's rhetorical, but if you know how to answer for yourself, tune in. I got you. Know thyself. These are the things you need to know thyself. A person who knows not and knows not that they know not is foolish. Disregard and don't be them. A person who knows not and knows that they know not is simple, but you can teach them. That's why I do what I do for you. A person who knows not and believe and think that they know is dangerous. Avoid them. I do. A person who knows and knows not that they know spiritually asleep. I could awaken them. I'm a spiritual alarm clock here to wake you up with knowledge of self. That's what I do for you. A person who knows and knows that they know is wise. Follow them. All these persons reside in you, right thinkers? Damn, know thyself and to my yacht be true. Right thinkers, I got one, two, three lessons, short ones, but I'm gonna combine them all three. Let's go with right thinkers. Let's talk about first one is the eye of Heru. See the pyramid? That's the eye of Heru. This is what it looks like. Capestone. Okay, Christian, Christ, the capestone, all that good stuff. I'll break that down for you, but that's what it looks like. The eye at the top of the pyramid. That's the resurrection of Heru, the spirit that's in you. You become conscious of who you are. I'm gonna break that down for you right quick. That's a quick lesson. And from there, I'm gonna take you over to what they call Egyptian magic. And I just saw a little paragraph of information I thought it may be useful. Pitch that. That's expansion of the heart and joyfulness. Good lesson, good information. All right, let's go. This is the prelude to the Maya judgment. I can't wait to get there, but I gotta take care of this first. So let's go. I just showed you. It says above Horus or Haru is the phase of what they call resurrection. We can coming up, the return of Christ. The eye of Haru is the top of the pyramid, where he was symbolically resurrected, aka the capestone, which is the top of the pyramid. It represents the I, which have reached full power, enlightenment, nihas, knowledge of self, whatever you want to call it. But the pyramid form has many symbolic meanings. Trust me, I know them all. In this symbolic format, we're going to use it. It speaks of what? The meditation, aka the practitioner, you who hasn't, who as an unenlightened individual is considered as a mortal. Humans, we're mortal. We think we just human beings, feeling the flesh, we just going, we're gonna die one day. Okay. With that information, that ignorance, that's just what happened. But when you, the practitioner or right thinker, is successful, however, in his or her endeavors in life, he or she is now able to what? Leave the house of what they call the house of fire in the ancient name of the pyramid. Okay, it was a reactor, nuclear reactor, but not here there. Okay, but they call it the house of fire. That was the name of the pyramid form. In this context, the human body is the house of fire. They, again, everything that we taught, we teach it is from the body, from the inside, just getting internal workers of good health and all that good stuff. Horus's son, all that's workers of the body, health. All right. But the human body is the house of fire. Why? The spirit, the soul, that's the fire. In which the elixir of life, you know what it is? You ready for this one? Your sexual energy. That stuff we call sperm. Okay? Cerebral spinal fluid. That's life giving elixir. When we put it into the female ovary, baby, create life. If you don't, some of us kill babies. When I was in prison, we caught masturbation killing babies. We knew sperm was to make life, but the concept just never dawned on me. I don't know, but I'm okay. I'm just killing babies. I ain't making them right now anyway. But yeah, but what you're doing, taking years off your life. Just want to give you a heads up. But you need to what? Learn how to what? Supplement and keep your sexual energy what? Add years to your life. We didn't know that. They don't tell us that. You can't get this information no damn schools or university. They ain't gonna teach you this. I'm teaching you about you. They teach you about everything else. That's what I'm saying. I ain't saying don't get it, but get me too. That's all. I got you. Now, in church, and excuse me, your sexual energy is churned. Where I get church from? Is churned and supplemented. Why? It goes up. Come. If it goes up pure, it comes down purified. What's this? And the energy churned and supplemented. That's what that means. Don't do it. Abstain, refrain, whatever. Okay. So that what the mediator, the meditator, excuse me, you can develop and what and expand it. What they call consciousness to what to attain your freedom and reach immortality spiritually and mentally. When you see section the secret of the philosopher's stone. I read that to you a while ago. Okay, but the pyramid form is known to harness what they call cosmic energy, the force. Now, if a practitioner meditates inside of the pyramid or with his or her body in the position, the lotus position of the pyramid, the cross legs, the arms outstretched to knees, the lotus flower position right here. You'll never see me doing that. I never get in that position. My legs ain't going. It ain't gonna happen. So yeah, I ain't doing that. But again, that's the position, and what it says right here, and that's the old position. You be it really puts you in the pyramid position, is showing you how you're done right, like a pyramid. But it is said that he or she is able to harness your life force energy. How? The eye and the triangle were later used in what? You ready? The Christian in iconography and the Masonic iconograph for what? To the all-seeing eye and for Masonic order and the Trinity in the church, the Father, Son, and the Holy Spirit. I'm not touching that. I'm gonna leave it there. I got nothing else to teach, so I'm not gonna play that game. Hope you got the concept of the resurrection of Heru, the eye on top of the pyramid. You know, I'm a pyramid man, so that's my thing. But now let's switch over here to what they call Egyptian magic. What the hell is Egypt? Calm down. All right, let's talk about it. Egyptian magic. That's to change your mind or your mental state. Same thing. Okay. Change your vibration. What you think is how you vibrate. If you think on low level, you vibrate on a low level. I used to think on a low level, why red my favorite color. That's the lowest level you can get. I'm just saying, I don't have a problem doing that. Why? I know now. I didn't know then. I was ignorant, but it all makes sense. It makes sense to me now. I have a clue back then. All right. But watch this. When you raise your thought process, you raise your vibration level. That's what they're saying. And to destroy an undesirable rate of mental vibration, negative thoughts, bad thoughts, those you want to eradicate. When right now I don't have those thoughts no more. I used to have a bunch of devious thoughts, negative thoughts, and I'm not doing that. At one time, I would adhere to them nonsensical stuff. Okay, pleasure of the flesh, make a couple of dollars here, make a deal here, all that nonsense, hustling. I was a hustler. I was ignorant. Okay, ignorant hustler, no difference. Okay, but what's this? When you destroy those negative thoughts and raise your vibration and concentrate on the opposite to vibrate what? On a higher level than the lower level. Low level thinking, high level thinking. Living right, doing the right thing, offering selfish service, living my best life. I ain't went wrong yet. And appropriate, watch this. It is appropriate here to discuss what? The essence of what we call Egyptian magic. Excuse me. Now, in a way which may hopefully help us help us to understand the purpose of what we call rituals. Heka, words of power, chanting, okay, speaking in tongues, all that, and mind control by what? Meditation. The church don't advocate meditation. I ain't got nothing to do about it, but I'm big on meditation. Why? That's how I communicate with God. Y'all can talk that. Why God got no. I got to go into meditation to get to that level, and that's what I do. So I understand it. But moving on, and meditation controls the mind from what? From a spiritual perspective, not a religious perspective. I'm spiritual. I ain't religious. I fellowship with religious people, but I'm spiritual. I have knowledge of God. I have understanding of God. I have a philosophy that I can live by and practice and get my rewards and blessings from God. I ain't getting blessed because I'm a Christian. I ain't getting blessed because I fellowship with Christians. I ain't getting blessed because I'm a Muslim. Same thing. I'm getting blessed because I'm spiritual and I live right. How about that? I don't need church for that. If everybody knew that, church would go out of business because church is a business. Religion is a business. So not to knock the business. Like I said, I never knock another man hustle. Why? I was born to hustle. I know how to hustle. My man was a hustler. I'm just hustling on the right side now. Not for money, but to help others. That's my hustle now. Okay? We changed. Well, some of us. Moving on. Like the two caterpillars met up. They were born together, grew up together. A few years later go, they meet up. Butterfly, he all big and robust and fancy, strutting. The caterpillar still, hey man, hey, you changed. Butterfly said, yeah, we supposed to. Moving on. That's an enlightened brother to an unenlightened brother. There's a big difference. Everybody sees it. All right. But it is appropriate to understand what we're doing. And meditation is all spiritual. The two previous quotes from the Kabbalion, I ain't getting involved in that, but that's the Jews concept. They stole it and called it Kabbalion. Okay, same thing. Are considered to be what? The basis of the art of mental transformation. Yes, not a belief system don't transform you. Mm-mm. Give you a philosophy you can practice and live by and manifest. That will change your way of thinking. That's the whole name of the game. It's all mental. And when you see what they call spiritual alchemy, change your spiritual concepts. They express in simple terms, not brain surgery, in the essence of the essential process by which one mind may be cleansed, heart also to what? Of undesirable thoughts, elements, and thereby being what? Purified in order to attain spiritual enlightenment, aka self-knowledge. The best knowledge is self-knowledge. Tell you that for years. Now, as human beings, we are used to making statements such as "I am hungry" or "I am sad." Those are all identifying with yourself. Again, that's the ego. That's fine. It's natural. It should not be the one who runs the show. These statements are the feelings of which what they evoke constitute what? Powerful vibrations which affect the mind. So by repeating them with conviction, again, in earnest, you're going to serve God. Don't half-ass God. Put your heart into it. Why? Because He knows your heart. He knows if you're serious or not when you're dealing with Him. That's why. We may truly, again, believe that we are hungry. That don't constitute facts. That don't constitute nothing but a belief. We believe we're sad. We believe we're hungry. We believe happy, etc. What do we know? After the experience, now you have a what? A gnosis, a knowing of those things. You don't believe them, okay? As discussed earlier in the chapter 3, Egyptian physics, matter, including our bodies, is only energy in a particular state of vibration. We've been saying that for the longest. I'm not trying to go over it right now because that's what we should already understood. And therefore, if not, I got a bunch of videos. Just go through them. So therefore, through a purified and really trained mind, daily practice of my right thinking philosophy, we may now what be able to control our vibrational state. I walk, talk, and act a little bit different than I used to. Why? 'Cause I'm thinking different, I'm acting different, so I'm on a whole different level. Nobody messes with me. Not in a good way, I'm saying, but I'm at a, man, nobody, when I was low vibrating, I had a bunch of friends. So I know the difference. So therefore, watch this. Do a Western psychology is only now what discovering. They only now discovering what that we knew thousands of years ago. What the power of affirmations. We call it heck. Where's the power? Y'all call them affirmations. Same thing. Now they realizing the power behind it. Yeah, thinking positive. That's right. Thinking philosophy. Never put yourself down. Never think less of yourself. Your self-esteem got to always be up. You are the one who control that. I'm self-motivated. I don't need nobody to give me a pep talk and suit me up. No, I don't need to be gaslit. Move, excuse me. That's all from within. And watch this. Western psychology has just only now discovered the power of affirmations and how to create what? New modes of what? Thinking and feeling. And thus new realities. The mind can what? Can either make itself feel good or bad. What we think is what we are. What we believe is what we're going to be. You can't change that fact. What you can change is what you are and what you will be by what you think of yourself. That's the change, the alchemist. According to what? Your disposition in life. That's your call. Again, you're the deciding factor. Having a choice and you can do this or do that. If you only can do this, there's no choice in just doing one thing. So he give you choices in life. This in turn can now affect your physical body, causing it to be healthy or ill. When the body is at uncomfortable, confusion is at dis-ease. It's going to break down, going to have problems. Why? It ain't functioning at its maximum capacity. When living right, functioning right, exercise, the mind, body, and soul, the body will function perfect. I got 10 years, a decade with no visit to the hospital, no doctor. Why? I'm just living right, doing right. What I need a doctor for? Well, I ain't got sick, ain't gonna happen, so what I need a doctor for? When it happens, I'll find a doctor. Other than that, I have my personal doctor. Everybody got a personal doctor. Stop with everybody. Speak for yourself. I'm just speaking for myself. I ain't say everybody got that, but I'm just speaking for myself. I'm in good health on my own volition. That's the problem I'm trying to make it across to you. What's this? So there are other more subtle mental changes which we produce on what? A daily basis. And half of us don't even pay attention to it. They tell you insanity is doing the same thing, expecting a different result. If what you did yesterday didn't work, you want to do it again today. That's insanity. Moving on. Many of which we are totally unaware of. When we buy a new car, or put on a special garment, nice gear, and makeup women that go out party. For instance, this is an example. It ain't personal. And when I'm giving my lessons, if I'm talking about a particular aspect or character of a person, don't take it personal. I've had people ask me, man, I think you're talking about me. If the shoe fits Cinderella, but it ain't personal, that's what I'm trying to explain to you. Could care less about you. I'm just making a point. If you in there, that's on you, not me. If you don't like it, change it. I'm just speaking about perspective and concepts of people. I ain't speaking about you personally. Again, in church, everybody think the preacher talking to them. Last week I said, well, that message wasn't for me. Why? That wasn't some message you feel. No, that wasn't for me. But that's my point. You know what we talk about, hopefully. But when you put the makeup on and get all dolled up, what we doing? We really dressing for what? A ritual. Not only physically, but mentally as well. We like to look a certain way, like people to see us a certain way. That's personality, persona, your personality, how you want people to see you. But your personality will look a lot better. Your persona will be very more clear if what you said match what you did. That's balance. When they don't match what they say, don't match what they do, uh-oh. Scooby Doo, what roll? That's all. The truth, you can see right there. Nobody got to tell you. People see that. If you're real, it'll show. If you're full of crap, it'll show. To make a difference, either one. So where we at? What we putting on the show physically, mentally, why? That's our up. And what happened? We will slip into the car or into the garment. The spirit does that when they come into life. It fits in the garment. The physical body is the garment for the spirit. But we may subconsciously what feel powerful. I drive a nice car. I feel good. I grew up driving Cadillacs. I always wanted to drive a nice car. Again, in my DNA. If I ain't got a nice car, I know. Personally, it's been so demeaning when I was driving old hoopty. My whole ego, it just wasn't, I couldn't, it had no gravitas. So yeah, I know what they're talking about, and we all do, all right? But when you got what you want, you feel powerful, beautiful, sexy, okay? All those good adjectives about yourself, okay? But remember, this identification with the objects and the costumes helps us what? To feel right there. That's just an object. And act, again, more illusions, a certain way. If you drive a Mercedes Benz, you drive a BMW, Batman, everybody that gravitas with what? Objects to make them, understand jewelry. Everybody got it. I understand it. I'm not ragging. I'm just bringing it to your attention. Understand it. But these are all rituals. And the ritual and the utterance of what? In the Heru of Egyptian book of coming forth by day are designed for what? They're designed for the purpose of assisting you right thinking the initiate to what? Change his or her identity from what? The perishable ego, me, I, to what? Which upon the death of the body will also dissipate, be going away for what? And will be annihilated in the abyss. Why? That's what I meant. Eat your conscience in your heart. You get taken out twice. But to that of a spiritual being who've become enlightened, who equipped with what? A spiritual body with knowledge of self. Now you're a being full of what? Self knowledge and awareness of what? Oneself. And with this power, that knowledge of it makes you powerful. That's power to what? Control one's own destiny. I'm in control of what I do at this point. We all are. But when we reached it, a lot of us don't know how to deal with it. Some of us shock. But when you have understanding and you do it the way it's supposed to be done, no shock to the system. I planned for this. I'm ready for this. Do this, so to speak. But when you control your own destiny, that means you have the power to what? Be born again in spirit, enlightened, different person. Why? I'm a different dude. I think different, I act different. I'm the same person, but I'm a different dude. 50-year class reunion coming up. I'm the same dude, but I'm a different person. See? And again, what? At time and place of his own choosing to exit as a being of light, enlightened being, a god or goddess, god male, goddess female. It don't discriminate. Or to what? To dissolve oneself back into the ocean of existence from whence it all came, the nether or God. We use the ocean as a drop of water, but Christians say what? Heaven, rest with God. We call it the field of reeds. We call it our mentor. That's where the spirits go to retire. And some of the spirits want to become spirit guides, so they're going to hang around and help others. I get the concept. And so on, but I get it. I understand it. I don't decide. I don't, roll with that one. So moving on. I got 2 more paragraphs. I see the clock. We're almost there. We're almost there. I'm excited. All right. Did I break the heart down for you? Let me break the heart down for you. At the left, right here. This is the hieroglyph. I'm about to right here for you. See that? Here we see this. That's the heart. Right there. That's the ad. And it says here, gratitude, expansion of the heart, and joyfulness. Let's see what that means. When you can reach this level, this is when you are happy and at peace with oneself. At the left, I just show you the hieroglyph. It signifies what? expansion of the heart. We talking about purifying the heart. Now we talking about expansion of it. It is composed of a serpent. That's the first thing, and a heart surmounted by what? A stretched bow. As stated earlier, true and lasting joyfulness or bliss that we all try to reach is only experienced. You can only experience that for yourself, within oneself. It is when you feel confined, limited, and mortal that we feel what? Trapped in our own circumstances in our body. And therefore, we experience, you ready? Pain, suffering. However, it's always a however, when we are able to feel freedom. When we reach that level, we have freedom and that power to accomplish what? Our will. Whatever you conceive, you can achieve. That's what the concept. And we experience what? True joy. True joy comes from within, not nothing from the outside. I've been trying to get that point across here. I'm going to keep driving home. Stop thinking for outside stuff to bring you joy and happiness and bliss. It can't. Momentary pleasures of the flesh. Yeah, little pleasure. That's about it. It don't go no further. So if that's what you relying on, that gets you nothing. Finish it. I see the clock. I beat the clock now. But this is accomplished how? Through expansion of one's heart mind. Your conscience, conscience, mind, to the point where what? It knows itself. The heart and the mind became one. The mind figured out God is in my heart. Oh, the heart figured out I'm conscious of who. Now we become one and be what? Supremely what? Detached. Because when the inner consciousness is reached, the outer world don't have no importance. It don't carry no cachet. You ain't beat by that. I'm not beat for stuff. Okay, things, money, monetary things. Now you stay detached from what? The world's illusions and physical passions of the flesh and your strong emotions, which is the ego, and is well what? Established, steadfast in what I know to be right. I'm holding myself accountable to do what's right. There's a whole bunch of stuff I could be doing. And maybe if I thought negative, might want to do. But I took care of all that. Now I'm thinking positive. So I'm established in what? My own immortality. I got one more paragraph. I thought I was done, but we're not right here. Now, through the daily practice of meditation, this is the best part. Having gained your ability to achieve whatever it is you conceived out of the body experience, meaning you ventured outside the physical body. So you know there's something else outside the physical body. And now you, the practitioner, right thinker, you are able to direct your mind to control the subtle matter, meaning that ego. Okay. When practiced daily and you reach the highest levels, now your mind creates a whole new reality. Think about it. Using what? Etheric energy, positive concepts, and according to its will, whatever you think and conceive, you are strength and the desires that ain't physical in the flesh, just as it created the physical body. Your mind, subtle, etheric matter and energy is now controlled by you in such a way that it becomes whatever the mind directs, aka magic. Mm-hmm. It is, watch this, in this manner, at the utterance, I am fully conscious. I am woke. I am conscious. I am goddess are set, for instance. The memory, which would normally have been lost in the ordinary process of death, equal to what the memory of the ignorant is lost to one's ego, again, self, upon falling asleep. Death is the same way. And watch this. Now it will what? Remain the ethereal matter will what? Coalesce into an etheric subtle form in the likeness of who? Ourselves, in accordance with the mental conception of you, the initiate. You conceive, you can only achieve what you conceive. I can do all things through Christ who strengthens. All those are concepts of you using what? The force. Luke, use the force. Wrapping it up. In this context, the term magic is really a misnomer for what truly constitutes what a most sublime practice of what we call spiritual evolution. When you're working in sync with God, you can will whatever you want. Okay, that's power. And it must be well understood that even the creation of spiritual bodies is performed in what? The realm of time and space, right here. With what? With materials that are themselves emanations of the cosmic mind, aka God. And so therefore, even though the that may through what this process be able to live on for eons, meaning the spirit don't die, understanding that they will be inevitable in sense. Why? Watch this. All proceeds that come from the all, and eventually all returns what? Back to the all. Therefore, the practitioner, you right thinker of your spiritual development, you should not get caught up even in this high form of what? Illusionary existence. Why? Remembering always that the highest identification is with the all and not with any personality, ego concept, but in human or God life. This daily practice, right in philosophy, is the very much similar to the mantras and the rituals contained in the Indian scriptures and the Indian Sudhai, Sedhai philosophy, and even the Tibetan monks' philosophy. So everybody practice the same concept. That's the point I try to make because if you understand it, you can practice it and manifest what they call magic for yourself. Success in life is pretty much magic. How about that? Misnomer, but you produce what you think. Everything conceived from a thought and heartfelt energy directed the right way, concentrate and focus. You can get anything you want. I just like, trust me on that one. Hope you enjoyed the lesson. Ooh. Oh, yeah. Coming up. In closing, may y'all let it be 100. Me 100 minus the day. So I never know that my right thinkers have passed away. And this is where we headed to. This is closing the book out in what? The Maya judgment. I love this scene. It never gets old. I'll be right back. Appreciate you.